we've been from Colombo to Negombo over here to Kandy. We went via Sigiriya and Dambulla over to the west coast where my uncle lives in Siluvathurei. We went to Mannar Island, over here up to the very top, past Elephant Pass, even past Jaffa, because that's where my family is from. We stayed there for a few days, went to Jaffa and some beaches around here, and some islands. And then we went down the east coast, past Nilaveli, Mulluithivai, down to Trincomalee, which was really nice. Then we went inwards again via Anuradhapura and Polonnaruwa, past Kandy again, down to Nuwara and Siluvathurei, went to safari in Udawalawu, and then we got down here to Matara. Yeah, Matara and Mirissa. We went then along the coast here, past Galle, Bentota, back up to Colombo. So this was a very long journey. We did this all in 3 weeks. But my family is from Sri Lanka. So yeah, grab a cup of tea, sit back and relax, because this is gonna take a little bit, because this was an epic journey. We've been in Sri Lanka for nearly 3 weeks. My husband, my mother and me, and we traveled all around this island. It was just epic. If you don't want to listen to my story, my voice, if you don't need any extra information on this album, I do have a video of a flip through of this album with just music on it, so just click the link in the description below for that. And I also do have some videos on how I made the album, what materials and supplies I use, how I organize everything, and I show you the process of some of the layouts, some of the pages inside here. So all the links to these videos are in the video description below this video. Okay. So I just put these like luggage tags from Emirates there, because we flew with Emirates, and I just thought, oh, they're pretty cool, so I just put them here. I am going to replace this ring binding with bigger rings, but at the moment, during the coronavirus pandemic, copy shops are closed. So I don't want to send this to someone because it's a little bit fragile. So once the copy shops open again, I'm going to go to a shop and get bigger rings. And then it's not going to be, you know, as big as this. It's still going to be quite large, but with bigger rings, it's going to flatten out. I've done this to other albums before. So once the copy shop I go to here, when it opens again, I'm going to go and get this done. So it's not going to be like this. So yeah, this is a picture of a beach in Sri Lanka. And Sri Lanka is famous for its beach and many other things, and we put down Sri Lanka here. So this is actually one of our pictures. This is not off the internet or anything. And yeah, I just decorated it with lots of scraps and stamping and these letters for beach, because we've been to quite a few beaches, but we've done a whole lot more than that. So I used 2 different collections and used lots of washi tapes and a photo embellishment kit. This comes with these cards and some stickers and smaller cards and everything. You see this throughout. And I used a dictionary, an English Tamil dictionary, and I used words that were accomplishing, you know, that were appropriate for the page or for the situation or what we were doing. So I put the word travel here, I used that, travel, traveler, travelogue. So each page, except for this one, does have at least one of these cutouts here. And I put a map of Sri Lanka, and we've been from Colombo to Negombo, over here to Kandy. We went via Sigiriya and Dambulla over to the west coast where my uncle lives in Siluvathurei. We went to Mannar Island, over here up to the very top, past Elephant Pass, even past Jaffa, because that's where my family is from. We stayed there for a few days, went to Jaffa and some beaches around here, and some islands. And then we went down the east coast, past Nilaveli, Mulluithivai, down to Trincomalee, which was really nice. Then we went inwards again via Anuradhapura and Polonnaruwa, past Kandy again, down to Nilaveli and Siluvathurei, went to the safari in Udawalawu, and then we got down here to Matara. Yeah, Matara and Mirissa. We went then along the coast here, past Galle, Bentota, back up to Colombo. So this was a very, very, very long journey. We did this all in 3 weeks. But my family is from Sri Lanka and I haven't been there for a very, very long time. I haven't been there for 14 years actually. And I put here the words wedding and gift because after 8 years of a relationship, my husband and me, we finally got married in 2016. And as a wedding gift, my mom said, I'm gonna pay for everything for this 3-week trip to Sri Lanka, but I'm coming with you. So yeah, I was very, very happy about this. My husband as well. We have never been to Sri Lanka, and I always said we're gonna go, but you have to get married first. So yeah, we went in February 11th, 2017. We went via Frankfurt. So we met my mother in Frankfurt because we live away, we're 200 kilometers away from her. And so we departed. We went with Emirates, which is a very, very good airline. And I put the menus here because we flew from Frankfurt to Dubai and then from Dubai on to Colombo. So we had 2 flights and we had a long stopover in Dubai. But it wasn't long enough to get actually into the city. So it took us, until the 12th of February, it took us over a day to arrive. And we had a driver, which is, I think, like a colleague or a friend of my uncle, and he has a van. He actually has like a little van like this. He picked us up, we went for dinner, and that was basically it for the day. So I just have an envelope here with some memorabilia. I have tons of memorabilia in this book. This is also a reason why this got so big. I put lots of paper, lots of pictures, and lots of memorabilia in here. So I just put everything, anything you can collect during a journey. I collected so much. I even have a separate video on just what travel memorabilia you can collect. It's astonishing when you're looking out for that stuff. You're gonna find so much. So this is like the parking ticket, and I think this is from our hotel or filling station. No, this is from the filling station. The business card from the first guest house we stayed. When we picked up, this is from the expressway. This is, I think, the hotel invoice, yes. And this even from the arrival card, we filled out one arrival card wrong, so I crossed everything out on the back. We just kept it, or I kept it, as a memorabilia. So yeah, this just reminds me as well, with the pictures, sometimes the memorabilia helps me a lot more to remember things, like little moments, like little things that would otherwise be forgotten. So I just put them here. I use lots of washi tape and stickers, and like this card, this comes with the embellishment kit. Like this card here, we had altogether 60 kilograms of luggage and stuff. So I put the word van here. Yeah, this was so our first evening. And the next day we drove from Negombo to Kandy to see the famous Tooth Temple. And there's actually an entrance for citizens. If you go in through the foreigners entrance, you pay a lot of money to get in. But my mom knew the citizens entrance and we didn't have to pay. Even so, someone stopped us because of my, white husband. But my mom told him off in Tamil that he belongs to us, and so we didn't have to pay for him. And it was really nice weather, and we went in February, so it was already quite warm, but not hot, so it was bearable. And then we went up a hill, and we actually went the wrong way. We went the long way, and we're like, it should be somewhere here to go up this white temple. And again, we only had to pay for my husband, so this is the ticket, 250 rupees for him, but my mom and I, we didn't have to pay. We did have a very, very great view from up there. It was really nice, and you can even climb, and behind, there's like a staircase. You can even go a little bit further, have a better view on the other side of Kandy. So then we drove on to Sigiriya. We stayed overnight, and the next day we went really early to Sigiriya. And this is the ticket for my mom. Only cost her 50 rupees, but she had to show her ID because I don't have a Sri Lankan ID. My mom had to pay the full foreigner price for me. And you see, it's $30 US. And I think, where does it say? Like, it's somewhere like 4,500 rupees. So she paid 50, and for us two, it was 9,000 rupees. But my mom was not feeling well, so just my husband and me went up. But we went up really quickly because you can see the clouds. It was about to rain, so we were at the top. We were still dry, but then it came down like, oh my god, it just came down. We were drenched. We were completely wet in like a minute. So we went down again very quickly. And then all the clouds disappeared. It was blue again. So we drove over to Dambulla. We had lunch, and then my husband and me went into the Golden Temple. So I put the word gold in here, but it wasn't anything special inside, really. So it was again a citizen ticket for me, 20 rupees, and the foreigner ticket for him, 200 rupees. So it's 10 times that. It's still like the current, the conversion still, it's not a lot of money for this temple. I mean, Sigiriya is like with $30 US. That's steep, but this is like okay-ish. And then we drove on to see the rock temple in Dambulla. And then again, for me as a citizen, though I looked like a citizen, I didn't have to show any ID. I didn't pay anything, but my husband had to pay 1,500 rupees, or my mom paid it, as a wedding gift. And as a foreigner, he got this little armband, it's like nothing. He actually had to pay extra for that, I think, like 5 rupees or 10 rupees. Yeah, but it was actually very interesting to see these rock temples. But the thing is, you go up that hill, but you can't get your entrance tickets up there. There's a office somewhere behind at the bottom of the hill, at the back, actually, at the back side. And it's actually was like a little journey just to get there. Luckily, our van driver asked lots and lots of people so we would find that office so we could get that ticket for my husband before we go up. That happens to a lot of people. They go up, they want to go in, then they're told to go down to get the ticket and then go up again. And that in all the heat was like 27 degrees. When we got up there, and yeah, that's a bit annoying, really. Not really thought through. I don't know why they do that. Then we drove on to Anuradhapura, and normally you have to pay for the whole area a ticket, which is like $25 US or something per person. But they don't have like central checkpoints. Their checkpoints are in between the areas, and our van driver knew where the checkpoints were, so he could drive around them. And we only had to pay the entrance ticket to the single temples or ruins that we wanted to see. And I actually liked the area very much. There were wild monkeys as well, and we had a lot of fun taking pictures. It was a really fun time. So yeah, that was a bit strange. There were hardly any people there as well. I don't know why. But it was really nice. So we drove on to the east coast to Siluvathurei, that's how it's pronounced, where my uncle lives, like next to the beach. Like from the back of the house you see the beach. And there are the cows there. My mom got some mussels, and we saw the fishes coming in, bringing in the catch of the day, and we saw the fresh fish there. It was so amazing, yeah, to just see that. And yeah, it's not a rich area there, actually. So we drove on to a little farm where there are rice fields and stuff, which belong to my family. And before we went, someone should have come to my uncle's house to break up some coconuts. We wanted to bring them to a church. but he didn't turn up. So my husband gave it a go, and it took him, I don't know, like 20 minutes to just crack up that one coconut. Normally it should take you only like a minute to do that if you're experienced. So as a thank you, he was allowed to drink the coconut milk of that fresh coconut. It's actually hard work. It's really, really thick, like metal around that coconut. So we drove from Siluvathurei to Mannar Island to see this, what's it called? I wrote it down here, Bilbao tree, which is really old and brought from somewhere else. And on the way there, from Siluvathurei to Mannar Island and then onwards to Jaffa, the scenery in Sri Lanka is so beautiful. It's just is beautiful. There's no other words for that. It's so fantastic. We saw papaya trees and all the palms and the little lakes and stuff. It was just really nice. All the rice fields. Just driving through that countryside in the very north of Sri Lanka. In the very north of Sri Lanka. Beautiful. Very, very beautiful. So we went on past Jaffa and we did some little tours there. Like this is the fort in Jaffa. We went with some family friends and some relatives. They showed us some Hindu temples, but we also went into some Catholic churches. And it's a lot to see there as well, like in the north. It's just because of the war, of the Tamil war. Back in the day, it's all over now. It still got a little bit of a bad reputation, but I saw billboards everywhere like saying the north of Sri Lanka is worthy, very, very worthy. So from my family's village, which is Mathagal, we did a day trip to Negombo, which is a little island, and you go there by a little ferry, which was a scary experience because it felt like a refugee boat, and we had to wear life vests which were not feeling like they could save our lives or anything if that boat went down. On that island there are lots of temples, like different temples, Buddhist temples, Tamil temples, Hindu temples, a church, all next to each other on this really, really small island. And we went on a Friday, or it says Thursday, I don't know, it was Thursday. So we went there, and on a Friday you get free meals there. So we sat down, we got a free meal which was vegetarian, which is very, very good because my husband is vegetarian. He's allergic to meat, so we really had to watch what he could eat and what not, because they sometimes put like fish oil in the food. And he again, as a tourist, got a little band when he entered one of these temples. This was, I think, the snake temple. And got this little card with it, and he had to pay, or for him we had to pay 500 rupees. My mom and me and our van driver, our relative who came with us, he didn't have to pay. So we went on a little boat trip around Negombo onto another island, the Snake Island, but I didn't take too many pictures because it's not really allowed to do this on an unofficial fisher boat. But it was fun doing that. It was really, really fun. So the next day we had some legal stuff to do. We went to see a lawyer, we went into the city, I bought a few things, so I put everything in here. I didn't take too many pictures. There was a lot to do that day. And we talked a lot to families and friends around. And in the night we went to see the procession of the statue of Mirissa. They were bringing it to a grotto, do you say grotto in English? Which is right at the beach, and it was crazy lit. This is like a little festival, and it's growing in popularity. My mom hasn't been there for several years, and that's why she really wanted to go in February, so this time she could be there for that festival, because people from our village would come from wherever they are, you know, to this festival. So this is like the place to meet them up. And this is my grandmother, my mom's mother. Unfortunately, she died just a few months after we saw her, but we were so glad we could see her. She was doing a lot better in Sri Lanka, and seeing my mom, you know, seeing my uncle and everything, or being with her son. So this was at night, and the next day in the morning we went to see the mass. There was loads and loads of people, and like my husband, there was only one other white person there, and people wanted to take pictures with him like he was a highlight. He was a tourist attraction itself. There's lots to see, you know. We did a little short trip. We went to see another, like, let's see this, I think this is a Buddhist temple, a Japanese temple. We went to see boat trips and boat races. We went to see some fields around with lots of palms and rice fields, coconuts, everything. It's very beautiful and very much untouched. I mean, there was also the floodings a few years back, and since then everything has been cleared, and you're not allowed to build that close to the beach anymore, and that helps the environment. It looks much more like you see it on a postcard. There's a white beach, there's lots of palms, everything is green, the water is blue, there's no houses, no hotels or anything inside. So this is my uncle, and they were bus buddies. They were drinking. He was so happy to have someone who could drink, like, you know, loads of amounts of alcohol. You know, as a German, Germans have a reputation, a very good reputation actually, in Sri Lanka, for being on time, precise, and good drinkers. Yeah, he wore a German football shirt, so yeah, he was a hero. In the evening, we went to see the sunset, or we tried to see the sunset. My husband went with one of our relatives on a motorcycle, whereas my mom and I went on a tuk-tuk. So we couldn't see the sunset at the beach, but in behind that Hindu temple, and that's a really, really nice backdrop there as well. So then after staying, I think we stayed 6 days. We stayed a day longer than we intended to. We went on to the west coast. We went to Mulluithivai to see some, I don't know if they're relatives or if they're just friends of us. I don't know. I have so many relatives, I don't even know how they're related to me sometimes. We went to see, they showed us some of the, let's say, war memorials and war things that were quite depressing, like a swim training facilities for suicide trainings and stuff. I don't know. It was good to see, and you're reminded of everything that happened, and it shouldn't happen again. But it was still, yeah, it was still hard to take in. So in this envelope, I just have some journaling and another memorabilia piece. This is from the next guest house that we stayed, and I thought the name Blue Moon is just really, really nice. And this was on the east coast of Sri Lanka, so you could see the sunrise instead of just seeing the sun set. So we got up really, really early to see the sunrise. It was really, really nice. Very, very nice. The pictures don't do it justice. It was beautiful. I was so happy we got up that early, and we had some really nice breakfast, which we had to search for quite a while. Then we went to Nilaveli, and here in the back you can see Pigeon Island, which is apparently really, really famous, and it's a nature reserve, and it costs insane money for this. I don't know, this is like 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers or something, and just this small island, this nature reserve, costs incredible money to go on a licensed boat, get over there, to spend some time there. Snorkeling apparently is really, really good on that island, but I didn't want, or we didn't want my mom to pay that much money, so we just stayed on a beautiful beach. This is what it looks like. This is the beach. Blue water, you have sand, you have the palms, and there's no one there. No one there. I think there were like 2 tourists there, and then the 3 of us. That was it. It was really, really beautiful. So we went on from Nilaveli to Trincomalee, and at the top of a mountain there is this Hindu temple. It's incredible. It's really fantastic. You can go inside as well. I don't know if we took any pictures inside. And you have a beautiful view over the ocean, over Trincomalee, and there's a great story behind that area as well. So I put some tickets here from the parking, from the filling station, and the temple is called Nuwara. It's a very, very impressive temple. And there's a Dutch fort next to it with some deers. And we had massive meal. I mean, it was first just for my mom and me because my husband said he wasn't hungry, but then he ordered something as well, and there was way too much. That happens a lot over Sri Lanka. You get loads if you order rice and curry. So then we went on to the hot wells in Kenya. And I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't go and bath, so I took a picture. And you have several wells in there of different temperatures. And you have to start with like the lowest one, I think. And then wash yourself 7 times at each well or something like that. And go, you know, from the lowest one to the highest. And this is again just from the parking. And this is the entrance ticket for my husband, which was 50 rupees. And for my mom, it was just 10. I think for me as well 10. So I didn't wash. And we had some ice cream after that. I remember now that I put this here. We had some ice cream after that. We drove on to Marble Beach, which is really, really beautiful. But I didn't take any pictures there, and it's hard to go swimming there as a woman because I looked like a citizen. I couldn't go in a normal like bikini or swim bath. I had to be covered completely to go into the water, and I didn't have anything like that, so I couldn't go in, which was quite a shame. So then we drove on to Polonnaruwa, which is also a kingdom of Sri Lanka, a forgotten kingdom, and it's only 50 rupees for my mom because she had her citizen ID with her. But it costs again like 25 or 30 US dollars per person for my husband and me. So we said, no, we don't want you to pay that for us. So you go in, take some pictures, take videos, and then we can go again. And it's similar. It's quite similar to Anuradhapura, where we've been already. And Kandy is like the current kingdom city. So we've been there already, and we're going there again. So on our way south we passed Kandy again, and my mom really wanted to go to the Royal Botanic Gardens. I'm so glad she insisted on going there, which was really, really nice. And this is the map of it, and it looks big, it looks like massive, but you can actually do it in like half a day. But there's really like loads to see. And I especially liked the orchids there. They were really nice. So it was 60 rupees for her and 1,500 rupees for my husband and me. But it was really nice. Really, really, really beautiful. Really kept in a very, very good conditions. And you have wild monkeys there as well. So we went down south from Kandy to Nuwara, Eliya. And it's up hill, like it's the highlands in Sri Lanka, and it's quite cold there. Like during the day it only gets like to 20 or 22 degrees. And we went to a tea plantation, the Heritage Tea Factory, and we could do like a tea plucking experience. So we dressed up, you know, we just got simple saris and my husband, and we plucked the tea. They told us how to do that, and then my mom won. Although she didn't just get like the fresh green leaf, she got like anything she could grab, so she she won. But yeah, that's funny. I have a little pocket in here, and this is just the invoice from the hotel that we stayed in Nuwara for 2 nights. And then we were also allowed into a mini factory to see the process. They showed in very small how to do the process. If you stay there and you do the tea plucking on one day, you stay overnight, the next day they serve you the tea from the leaves that you plucked. So you can actually experience your tea. We also went to another factory, the petrol factory, to have some orange picoté. And I have a little bag here as well, and I put again, this is the vehicle parking charge in one place. This is the entrance to the petrol estate. For my mom, it was 200, no, it was 200 for my husband and 50 for my mom and me. And this is from the tea plucking experience at the Heritage, and we also bought some extra tea to bring home with us from there. It's really, actually really nice. I think if we knew that before, I think I would have loved to stay there. So we went on to Ambavella, which is a farm basically with lots of cows and pigs and plants and stuff. I didn't take any pictures of that because we have that here in Germany, all, you know, loads and loads. It was like a tourist attraction there, and I was like, yeah, we have cows and everything in Germany as well. But it was actually quite fun as well to go there. So then we drove on to Sribadar, and it was a long journey, not because it was taking a long amount of time to get there. It was full, the roads were stuck, there was some Hindu holidays coming up and lots of people were going. And my mom stayed at the White Elephant Hotel, but only her. My husband and me, we wanted to go up. We wanted to go to the top of Sribadar. And instead of starting at like 2 a.m. or something, we started at 10 p.m. because there were loads of people, and they told us it's gonna take longer to get up. In the end, we got stuck. This is the view where we got stuck. This was in front of us. We were halfway up, and this is the view behind us. It was just massive. There's so many people. We stayed, or we in the end, we did like 3 steps, literally 3 steps in like an hour or an hour and a half, and then we gave up. We said, this is insane. We are only halfway up. It took us just like 2 hours to get to halfway point, and then we were stuck on 3 steps for 1.5 hours. So we gave up. We went back down in the middle of the night, and in the morning we drove on, and this is the view up. So the line goes over here and around there to the top, and we were stuck on about here. Didn't get any further. Yeah, that's how it goes. Don't go when there is a holiday, a big nationwide holiday. So we went on to Delusi, where we stayed and organized for a safari the next day. This is the entrance to the safari conservation, wildlife conservation in Udawalawu. And we had a really good driver. And our van driver actually got with us, which was really good. He has really good eyes. He could say small animals or hidden animals anywhere, and he could translate from the driver to us. And we saw white elephants, crocodiles, lizards, boars, peacocks, everything. It was fantastic because it was raining. It was raining the day before, and everyone said, that's good, that's gonna get the animals out. And yeah, there were lots of animals getting out. So then, because it was really early in the morning, we went down to the south, to Matara, to visit this temple. So this is the entrance to the temple, the ticket. And then we went on to Mirissa, where we stayed for one night. We went along the beach in the evening. And then the next morning, really early, we went whale watching. These are 2 of our 3 tickets to go on the boat. This is my mom, husband with our life vest. And the I think it was a British owner, hotel owner where we stayed, recommended this company because they would adhere to the regulations to stay, you know, away from the whales and not interfere with them and don't get too close and stuff. We didn't see too many whales, and this was like the best picture, like this tail coming out when it was diving down. It took a long time to actually find the whales, so we were happy just to see them. Yeah, there are of course better pictures, but this is wildlife. You you can't tell them to jump out of the water for the tourists. This is the best we could get in the day, and you know what? I was happy with that. We saw wild whales in the open sea. I mean, I've seen them before in Australia, but this is such a great experience. So we went on to Galle, and it's famous for this lighthouse. So it was really, really warm. We were in the south, and it was so warm. Oh my god. Really, really warm. So then I told my mom I wanted to see one of the turtle farms where they're rescuing turtles and hatching the eggs so they can, you know, grow the numbers on the turtles. These are our 2 tickets for my husband and me. And we had a really, really good guide there. He told us everything about them. And it was really nice to see the work paying off there to save these endangered endangered species. And then we had a really nice guest house, which was right at the beach, and we could see the sunset because we were on the west coast again. And while my husband and me went up and down the beach to enjoy the sunset, my mom made a sandcastle like a little child. I love this picture. I love this picture of her building a little sandcastle. So this sticker from that set was perfect for that. So I have another envelope here with ephemera from our trip. Like, I made this tag with some journaling in the back. And then we actually went to buy curtains. My husband and me, we've just moved like 3 months before into this new apartment, and we wanted some curtains. So this is the sample. So actually, this is the curtain from Sri Lanka that we brought back with us for our new home here. So I kept this, and this is the invoice from the hotel in Colombo where we stayed. So we went back to the capital of Sri Lanka, where also the international airport is, where we arrived. And we went to a Buddhist temple where a small monk showed us around, which was really nice and different. And then we went to this Japanese pagoda, and we went along the beaches. There were several beaches. And then the next day we went to the zoo in Negombo. Actually, our hotel was in that area as well, so it was a very short drive. So it's 2,500 rupees for my husband and me, and just 100 for my mom because she had to show her ID again. So I put some journaling back here, and you can open this brochure. And to be honest, the zoo is not in the best conditions. They are building new houses for some of the animals, so some of them had to be put together in smaller enclosures. But overall, to be honest, with German standards, if you see German or European zoos, it's and you see these, it's not the best, but still it was nice to go. It was nice to see that. Then we went to the promenade, which is called Galle Face, or Galle Face actually, you pronounce it. This is during the day. This is from our parking ticket. There was nothing on there. I remember going there when I was a little kid. There were loads of stands. You could buy snacks, and there were lots of things going on. It was like a little fair going on. So the next day in the morning, we visited some relatives which were living there. So I'm covering the faces. And then we went again in the night, and then you can see there's some more. The vendors are coming in, and it's lit up and everything. And there's some big construction going on over here. So this is from the parking tickets. So the parking tickets, I put them here. And then that was our last night. So the next day we had breakfast, we went to the mailing office and stuff, had our last meal. And then it was back home. So we flew from Colombo to Dubai again, and then from Dubai we actually had a small stopover, just 2 hours or something like that, before going on to Frankfurt in Germany. So I put the menus in here again, and the tickets. And this is my older brother picking up my mother to bring her home. So we are back home, and it was a fantastic trip. 3 weeks. And this is my favorite picture. I didn't want to put it on the other page. I only, as you see, just like 1 or 2 pictures on one page. But I love this picture, and I have some smaller pictures here. And this is the tea bag from the Heritage Tea Factory, and I've put loads of memorabilia in here. Like this is the famous summer tea. So I have a tea bag here and the packaging, some of the stickers, the business card, some of the tickets that I didn't put in there because sometimes I just put 1 or 2 and I have some left. So this is the 3rd ticket from the whale watching, this is our train ticket, some more menus, this is another map of the zoo and stuff. So I didn't want to throw it away. There was still space in the bag. I might use some of these to put in my Project Life, because I have a Project Life, and of course there's gonna be like 1 or 2 spreads of our travels in there as well. But I'm only gonna do like a few pictures, a little bit of ephemera, some small journaling. Because I have this big album to remember more in detail, so I just use some scraps for the back here. Yeah, and that's it. It's really big, and I'm very happy how it turned out. The only thing that annoys me is this whales, because I started this album at the beginning of 2019, and the first thing I did, I put in all the backgrounds, the background paper here. Each page, I think I did 70 pages. In the end, I only used 62. I put in the background pages first. I glued everything in. I used normal like glue stick. And then I left the book for a year, and so it was able to just, with the humidity and everything, because normally if I do this, it's still gonna, go like this a little bit, but if I work straight on the page, I put everything in, it's gonna, the weight is gonna flatten it out again. But yeah, this is the only thing that really annoys me. And I'm gonna get bigger rings, and then I'm gonna be really happy. There's already this closure. I might put a few things here, so I can properly close this. So I hope you enjoyed this flip through. It's been a little bit of time, but yeah, I'm gonna be showing you what I did next, which is Thailand. So I hope you like this flip through. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want, and yeah, stay safe and scrapbook on. Bye bye.